guys, welcome to Anything and Nothing, episode 4. This is Tamara.
And Michelle.
And we're super excited to have you guys join us tonight. Before we jump into TV chat, we're going to talk about this lovely and lethal drink that Michelle made tonight.
Tonight's drink is a Tennessee Mule. I had some I had an unopened bottle of Jack Daniel's.
Whoever has that.
And a Tennessee Mule the base is Jack Daniel's. So let's see.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
You put a lot of shots in it.
I know, right?
Cheers.
Cheers.
You're supposed to look me in my face so we don't have like 7 years of bad sex.
Oh my God.
Not with each other, obviously. You've never heard that before.
No.
It's interesting. Not gonna say it's my favorite.
No.
It's like,
But I'm surprised.
yeah.
It's
I'm also
not what I was
not-
thinking.
I'm also not a huge ginger beer fan. So I probably am not the best critic on this one.
Yeah.
But I will drink it because it has lots of alcohol and I don't like to ever waste alcohol.
Yeah. Do you taste the alcohol?
No.
Yeah, I was like, I don't feel like I do either.
This is probably going to be like a bourbon smash.
Yeah, we definitely poured plenty in it.
You did 3.5 shots. So. All right, well, let's jump into TV chat. Tonight we're going to be talking about Firefly Lane, which is a Netflix show. It premiered a couple of weeks ago. 1 season, but pretty great. And we felt like we should talk about it because it wasn't reality, spice things up a little bit. And then, of course, Married at First Sight. So, Michelle, do you want to kick things off with Firefly Lane?
Yes. So, Firefly Lane is a Netflix show, one of those feel-good shows. So, if you're looking for, like, a feel-good, like, friends, it's about 2 friends.
Yeah.
Something that's not killing, murder, like robberies.
But I still thought
I feel like that's all the stuff that we watch nowadays. It's a very nice
but there's
PG,
still some drama in it, and I felt like it was binge worthy because I watched it.
No, yeah,
in a
I'm
day.
just saying that it's a good show.
Yes.
That's like, if you're looking for something that's not crazy, this is a good show to watch.
And I thought I would not be into it at all because I was like, what are...
Same.
Yeah.
I actually watched the first episode and I stopped.
Same.
And then I went back to it and I was like, oh, okay. By episode 2 and 3, I was like, oh, okay.
Good storyline.
Finished it.
Twist and stuff.
Yeah. The show actually is based off of a book by Kristen Hanna. And I just found that out. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
And the storyline is about Kate and Tully. Kate is the quiet friend, kind
Big
of
glasses.
Yeah, kind of the nerd of school. Then Tully is the rebelling, wild child, popular kid that everybody likes.
Yeah, her mom was a hippie.
Her mom was a hippie and did drugs. Kate's parents were still married. Had her brother.
Who was gay.
Actually, yeah, the brother ended up being
but
gay.
It was secret gay because it was also set in the 70s.
Yeah.
It was a cool show because it went from them meeting each other when they were teenagers, like I think like 9th or 10th grade, and that was in the 70s. And then it went to the 80s where they were adults and working, and then in the 90s when they were older.
Yeah. And work. Yeah. So they mentioned that actually in our recap article I was reading. It's a lot like This Is Us, where it just keeps flashing back to different parts. But the thing about Firefly Lane is that when it flashes back, it's not in order.
Yeah.
So it could flash back to when they were working, or it could flash back to when they were kids. The flashback is usually based on whatever's going on in the storyline. So, spoiler alert, but not even really a spoiler alert, because the whole thing about the show, you go through the entire show thinking that someone died. You kind of think that it's Tully because Tully's missing in one of the flash forwards, because they flash forward as well. Come to find out, they're just mad at Tully. Series ends with Tully and Kate not being friends.
And they were the best of friends.
Yes.
Like ride or die, like best of friends.
Yes. But Tully could be selfish sometimes with her friendship.
She was super selfish.
And in the things that she did nice for Kate, sometimes that ended up being selfish. Like, for example, she mentioned her brother being gay. Like, she knew that her brother was gay, but she decided that she didn't need to know that, so she didn't tell her.
But the brother also asked her not to tell.
No, but she knew before the brother asked her not to tell. Like, she didn't see. So the reason Tully knew that the brother was gay is because she saw them kissing.
Yeah.
But she didn't have the conversation with the brother until, like, after that. Like, why didn't she tell Kate then?
But if I saw your brother kissing a guy, I don't know if I would mention it to you. Because I feel like that's something that people coming out, it's their story to tell, not mine. No matter how close we are.
So I'm going to say you are saying that as a person in 2021.
Yeah.
In 1974?
Yeah.
You wouldn't tell me that my brother kissed a boy? And you were a child? Like, you're also talking as an adult. Like, as a 14-year-old,
probably gossiping,
you saw
like,
my 12-year-old brother kissing a boy.
He wasn't 12. He was like 16.
Older?
He was like 16
he was
or
an older
17.
brother.
Yeah.
Either way, my brother was kissing a boy, and you wouldn't tell. Come on.
I don't know. It's hard for me to think what 16-year-old, 15-year-old Tamara would have done, but yeah. I know it's not my story to tell, but okay.
Okay, well, I would have said something.
Yeah. But yeah, at the bottom line, Tully was very selfish. And I think a lot of that had to do with her upbringing. And she did not have a very stable mom. She lived with her grandma for a while because her mom was like a hippie and would kind of just like be all over the place. And the grandma was like, let me take her. And then the mom, when Tully was about like 14 or 15, was like, I'm going to take her.
And just took her.
And just took her. Picks her up in this like
moved next door to Kate.
Yes, in this Volkswagen little van. And she was still just like not the best mom. And so I just feel like Tully had a lot of barriers up, and Kate was that person that really was able to like break in. But I think Tully also just, no matter how deep her and Kate's relationship was, I think Tully had like a tough exterior and knew that like nobody could get really deep in. Like she could never be 100% vulnerable with anybody. Even like Tully ends up meeting like, she never has like long-term relationships with men.
You don't think she was 100% vulnerable with Kate?
I think that she was, but like I think that there was still like parts where like she wasn't, or maybe that was the only person.
I thought
that was the most vulnerable she could be.
That she was that close with.
I think that was the only person that she could be vulnerable with, but I don't know. Man, I guess she did tell Kate everything.
Everything.
She couldn't be vulnerable with men.
She could not be vulnerable with men.
Even though she met like this really great guy and he was so into her.
She was raped.
Yeah.
And was that her virginity? I think that was.
It might have been, because everybody assumed that she was like this fast girl because she was new.
So her first experience with a man was being raped, or with sex was being raped.
Yeah. So you think that kind of set the.
I mean, that would set a tone.
Yeah.
Like, why would you trust men at that point?
Yeah.
I don't see why she wouldn't. Now the thing that I did find interesting about what I read about the book and versus the show, the book gave reference to what actually happened. So they did say that don't really go by the book though, because there are things that didn't happen in the book but happened on the show. In the book, Tully, so Kate and Kate's husband and Tully had a
they hooked up earlier.
They hooked up before they were married. Kate was married, so
they all kind of worked at this news station, and the husband was like, I think, a producer, and Tully bought Kate in. And Kate immediately, when she saw this guy, was like in love, like those little like Bugs Bunny eyes. Is it Bugs Bunny is the reference? Like the eyes that just go.
Yes, that is Bugs Bunny.
Yes. I don't watch cartoons, but like I was like, I think that's right.
I think that is Bugs Bunny.
So she was always in love with him, but because she was just such a punk
Googly
and like
eyes.
googly eyes, but she was really scared to say anything. So she was kind of just always pawning over him, but never.
And he also seemed like he was into Tully before.
But Tully was the fun girl that was just like, do anything, have fun, fuck it. And Kate was not that girl at all. But Kate ends up with him.
Yes. Him and Kate end up getting married and splitting up, but still kind of rekindling. So at the end of the series, at the end of the season anyway, they're not really, I don't think they're officially divorced.
No, well,
They're still just separated.
I think that they signed divorce papers though, because I think
Oh,
she
that's right.
realized.
He did do divorce papers.
I think they went through that phase of like, well,
But
maybe
they had sex before he left.
They did. I think
Yeah.
to like to seal the deal of, is this worth it?
But
or do I want to stick this out?
Yeah, but after he left, she was like, she still loves him. So
yeah,
that's open ended. But anyway, so the book states that they have 3 children. On the show is only 1. In the book, he does not go to Iraq. In the show, he ends up going to Iraq to be like a reporter for like the war or something, and he's very active. Like, why was he even?
I don't understand. Then how did the book? Because the whole reason why Kate and his relationship didn't work is because he was so invested.
So in the
in
book,
work.
they didn't divorce.
Oh, so they just had a happy marriage?
They weren't happy, but they didn't divorce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was no divorce.
Okay.
Also, in the book, where we kind of left off with being confused as far as why Kate was mad at Tully, there was, Kate ends up, Tully ends up having a show on her own, and the husband's still producing it.
Yep. That's the same on the show.
No, he was producing the new show.
Oh, because he went to Iraq, so he had to leave. Okay.
So he's producing a new show. Kate comes on with her daughter, thinking that it's about them because on the show, her and her daughter are typical mom and daughter.
Her daughter's like 14
high
years
school.
old. It's like, Mom, you're not so cool anymore.
Yeah, it's not a big deal in the show, but on the book it was really tumultuous, and they were brought on the show, and she surprised them with the psychologist and tried to fix them and called her like the overbearing mom and the rebellious child, and they were
but that doesn't surprise me because in the show, remember the daughter, so like Tully's obviously like Kate's best friend, so she's also the godmother to Kate's daughter,
right?
And so Tully is the cool kind of like aunt, godmother, and so the daughter had not had sex yet, but she wanted to get on birth control, but when you're under a certain age, like you need a parent signature, somebody over 18. And so she got Tully to sign for her on the show, and then Kate finds out and she's like really pissed. She eventually gets over it.
First example of Tully crossing a line that she shouldn't have.
Yeah, that was inappropriate.
Yeah.
That was inappropriate.
But yeah, so they said that's why in the book they stopped talking after that show.
I don't know if I would have stopped talking to I guess it is kind of embarrassed. I don't know, embarrassed. I think
that they were embarrassed. I think it sounded like they were embarrassed, and
it was a live show. Bringing her on the show for?
Not to prepare for. I guess it was just about a mother-daughter relationship. Like, I think they thought. I don't know the book. Like I said, I didn't read the book. But
I'm not reading books.
Right.
I'm not reading books.
Yeah, the article just said that it was them on the show.
Okay.
And they thought it was just them talking about, mother-daughter relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like I said, teenage moms and their daughter sometimes don't get along or agree on what they should be doing or wearing or whatever. That's normal. But not to call her overbearing and have a psychologist come in to kind of make them both look bad. And I think that's what happened in the book.
Right.
And Kate died in the book.
Oh, old in life or young in life?
Young.
Oh.
I guess they weren't talking, I think, for some years.
That's horrible.
Yeah, and then she got cancer. I think it was breast cancer. And Tully was off working somewhere out of the country and ended up coming back and, nursing her or whatever.
Yeah, that's so tough because I was surprised because I feel like if you're able to get through teenage years, your 20s, your 30s, and now you're in your 40s, I would think that like there's nothing that can like break your bond as friends. Like you've been friends for like more time than you've been living. Like and so that breaks my heart. That's really sad.
Yeah. Well, they made up.
Well, that's when Kate's about to die.
Yeah, they made up at that point, and then I think in a
this
letter
drink isn't that bad now.
Once again, I sold her.
It's just blending together. I'm like, it just tastes like seltzer water. Are we gonna wrap up Firefly so we can get to Married at First Sight?
Yeah, basically. Oh, they ended up ending the book. That book ended with her writing a letter telling her that Tully and her husband should get together now. Yeah. So
did Tully end up having the baby?
In the book, Tully wasn't even that never happened. Like the whole guy and stuff, none of that happened.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see like what happens with that.
Yeah.
So I hope he comes back in her life.
I hope so too. I liked him. Oh yeah, Tully had a young thing.
But he was cute. He was from, if you guys ever seen like Queen of the South, he was
Oh
on that.
yeah, that's where I knew him from.
Very cute.
I did like.
It's like that brown hair and like these like pretty green eyes.
Yeah, he was cute.
I liked him. I think he's Brazilian. Anyways, I thought it was a great feel-good show on Netflix that I was not gonna watch, but I'm glad that like I talked to you.
And we left out a lot, obviously. It's so many moving parts.
It's worth watching. It's worth
definitely
watching.
check it out if you haven't. Like I said, we didn't really spoil anything because we still don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's a great show because
it
it's
ends
about
off
friendship.
with,
It's about friendship
It is.
and the ups and downs of friendship, and I think everybody can relate to it. So yeah,
Yep.
cool. I would rate it like an 8, but I'm also like everything. So, anyways, all right, moving on to Married at First Sight, which is what I've been wanting to talk about all night. So where do we start with Married at First? Okay, so Married at First Sight this week, everybody's back from the honeymoon and we're getting into real life. We go to each other's houses, see how each other lives, and then go into like the new apartment that they're sharing. I was super excited that the experts came. Pastor Cal just gave me life this episode. I missed him. I hate that like we have to go through like 4 episodes before we see. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy because I feel like he's that.
We can go through it, but I can tell you where I was disappointed in Pastor Cal actually.
Okay. I think that they need Pastor Cal to kind of give reassurance on, am I doing it right or is he doing it right kind of thing. But yeah, I'm interested you didn't rock with Pastor Cal. I was just happy that there's an expert. So who should we start with? Let's start with Vincent and Bree. Because I now think that Vincent and Bree, I think Vincent is a psychopath.
What? Whoa.
I think,
why?
not a psychopath, but I think that I was very weirded out by the fact that he was like, I feel like you're not respecting me. Like, he was like, oh, I bought like a champagne bottle and he wanted to open it and it spilled. And so he spilt it on himself. And she jokes and was like, such a Vincent move. And he like felt, and he got pissy. And was like, that's just disrespect. So her directness and jokingness is disrespect to him, which is a little bit weird to me. I feel like he's this bipolar, like off and on. He'd be scary to me.
I just think this is just them misunderstanding each other. I think that it seems like he has a lot of women in his life, based on previous episodes.
Yeah.
And they probably act like that with him anyway.
Yeah.
And he probably doesn't like it.
Well, it just seemed like
and now his wife is acting like that, and he doesn't like it, and so he's speaking his mind. That's how I took it. I didn't think it was. I honestly thought it was more, let's give them a fight, because I don't think that was even worth fighting about.
I know, it was such a dumb fight, and he was just like overly sensitive.
He does.
Seems
he
like
does
an overly
seem
sensitive guy.
But again, if you grew up around a bunch of women and they all probably. That's probably not the first time he heard that.
Yeah.
The way he responded to it sounded like that wasn't the first time.
There wasn't a lot that I wrote about them.
So I think that's just it. I think they're literally just going through growing pains of getting to know each other, and they'll be fine.
Yeah, it melted my heart when he told
especially
Pastor
if that's
Cal,
the worst of it.
Yeah, it melted my heart when he told Pastor Cal, he was like, "This is the person that I've been waiting for." Or something to that degree.
Always have nice words.
Really nice words. And I feel like I'm starting to see her, she's very touchy-feely with him, but she's not good with expressing words. Because Pastor Cal was like, so how do you feel, Brie? After he basically just said all this, she was just, I mean, it's really great. Like, I feel the same way.
That would be me. That would be me.
I can be myself around him. I'm like, that's all you had to say?
That would be me.
Like, this is the person I was meant to be with, and all you got to say is, yeah.
Everyone's not good with words.
But she does show like physical touch.
Yeah.
But her words suck. And I'm glad that it doesn't seem like he needs that.
Yeah. That's important. At least he doesn't need it, because that could be a problem.
Yeah. All right, what about Claire? The funny thing is, I took notes. I didn't even write anything about Claire and Ryan. They're just so boring.
Aw.
I mean, Ryan doesn't say, he's never said the word I love you. He's not had sex with her. Claire really wants to have sex. She's sexually frustrated.
Yeah. What do you think they're doing?
I don't know. She was like, we're doing other stuff, Pastor Cal. I'm just like, why don't you just do it? Like,
Right. Like,
you're married.
You think they're doing oral? Like,
I have no idea. Ryan just seems
what do
super
we think
lame.
they're doing?
Yeah, comment on that. I don't know. I'm thinking everything but like, what? You're married. What are you waiting for? What do you?
Yeah.
Because his excuse was.
I thought it was, you know, when she was talking about it on the honeymoon when they mentioned it.
Oh, I thought they got it in.
I thought so too. So that was.
And what is he?
I thought he just didn't want to talk about it.
He was like, I just want to build something deeper, which is great, but like, I don't understand how. Or, I've never understood like the separation between I'm cool with oral sex, but then I'm not cool with sex. Like that to me is a little bit more intimate.
Right.
But there are a lot of people who are like, I will do oral sex, but
yeah.
I don't want to have sex. And I'm just like, that to me just is the opposite.
I'm hoping that maybe this still goes with them not wanting, or Ryan not wanting to say they're having sex. And hopefully they are having sex.
No, she seemed very, like in the next episode, she seems like they have not had sex. She said she's very sexually frustrated.
Oh, I didn't
and when Pastor Cal, like, asked about, like, had they been, like, intimate, and she was just like this to him. Like, I'm gonna let Ryan take it. Or, like, why?
Well, but again, I thought that was because he didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, she seen down the honeymoon, like, he just didn't want to say anything.
Yeah.
So I just was hoping it was like, well, let him take the lead because I want to say we did X, Y, Z.
Well, on the preview, they had their friends over, and she was like, I've never seen my husband's chest. So I don't know what they're doing. But also comment, I'm interested to hear, like, people's...
jerking him off?
I have no idea, but I'm interested to hear people's thoughts on, like, do you think that, like, do you distinguish or separate oral from, like, is it regular sex? Do we call it regular sex? I don't know what you call it. Intercourse. Do you think there's a distinction? Like, are you cool with, like, do you understand why you would separate it versus...
Or what are they doing? What else are they doing?
She never saw his chest. Maybe he just keeps his shirt on for whatever they do.
That's so weird.
I don't know. So they're boring. I didn't even write notes. That's how boring they are to me. Maybe they'll stick. Maybe they'll work. I don't know. And I don't care.
I don't even know what my note means now that I'm looking at it.
Because they are
Clara's folding technique. What was she folding?
Oh, her clothes, like her shirts. You could see.
Oh,
I thought it was actually really cool.
So that's why I mentioned it. I said I need to fix my drawers.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Because you can see. He was like, oh, so when you open it up,
she has them folded on the side, so it's like.
But they're up, like versus like most people
so
like up. You can't. So yeah, most people it's like all you can see is the top. And this time
that's what it was. I'm glad you remember because I completely forgot, and I need to change my drawers because. I could probably fit more
all
shirts.
All those clothes in there? You think you're...
I could probably fit more. You don't think?
Maybe. I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool.
Anyway, but...
That was them.
Thanks, Clara, for the tip.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it.
Let's see. We talked Vince and Brianna. Mm-hmm. Let's talk Eric and Virginia first.
Okay.
So, every episode I just fall for Eric more. He's always smiling, and that just makes me... He has a nice smile, and it just makes me happy. I think Eric, after watching this episode, is just too mature for her. I think Eric understands.
If he had said one more time, I've done this before.
Yeah.
I would have.
It kind of made her feel like, it would make me feel like I'm a child and I've never. Yeah. But she is also like, he is bringing up valid points of like, I know what it's like to like.
But say it once.
Yeah, but she doesn't listen. And I think that's why he keeps reinforcing.
How does he know? It's been a week.
Yeah. But she doesn't act
it's been a week.
He has valid points. I just wrote, he's too mature for her. I agree with him where I think she assumes, okay, I'm married, but my life isn't going to change. And
oh my God.
That is something that I don't know. I feel like...
No, that part is true. I think she does need to fix that.
Yeah.
I did like Pastor Cal with them.
Yeah, like she was like, I mean, I have like
the boyfriends.
Yes, I literally wrote
my friend's house.
Pastor Cal said I would have an issue with that because she was basically like, I mean, I have these two guy friends. They're basically gay, and he goes, Pastor Cal goes, are they gay though? She goes, no, but I mean, they're like two guys that live really close to each other, and I crashed on their couch, and he was like, that's not appropriate. It's not. You're married. And what did you think about Eric?
You know, it reminded me of like you and a friend of ours.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not married, but
I mentioned. I said I think that's inappropriate,
Yeah.
or you just shouldn't mention it, because.
But you can't not mention that you're staying the night when you're married.
But if you,
Someone's
yes, I was like,
house.
because if you're just like, is your boyfriend or girlfriend, like they're not gonna know if you got home or not. Just be like, all right, good night. But I forget where I was going with this.
Put that in a jar.
Yeah, is that allowed? I forgot where I was going with. Oh, did you have an issue with him like asking her like, let me know when you get there?
I thought that was dumb that she had a problem with that.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Like, you drink.
Yeah.
You literally are going out drinking on a regular basis. He wants to make sure you got there safely.
And he's very good with his words. He was like, that's because I care about you. I want to make sure that you're safe. And she's like, and I've said this before. I was like, well, I don't want to be treated like a child. Like, I'm reporting to my parents. But I was like, girl, but that's your husband. Like, just let him know.
Even when I had a roommate, and I can't even blame it on age, because even when I had a roommate at 26,
yeah,
I would tell my roommate, let me know. Actually,
we
let
all
me know
do this now.
who
When I leave
you're
your house.
who you're going with. Well, you know, back then we weren't like
We didn't have like
big
cell phones
on like
weren't.
texting and calling. So
Yeah.
it was like,
Call
I need
plan
to know.
started at 9 p.m.
My roommate, I used to ask her for the information for the person that you're going out with, because if you come up missing, I want to be able to say she's with this person right here.
Yeah.
And I used to do the same, actually.
And it's weird because I'm like, maybe Virginia, but even in my 20s, I feel like when I leave your house tonight, I text you when I get home, like,
Right.
hey, I got home. Like,
Right.
because you don't know what's going to happen between here and my house.
Right.
And everybody that I've talked to, like, knows, oh, Tamara was going to Michelle's house to tape.
Right.
So.
It's a grown-up thing to do, and obviously she's not.
Yeah, and she
grown
just
up
feels like
yet.
he's controlling. I did think when he said you should ask me for permission, and then he backpedaled, but like the way he said it still was like you should ask me permission. It was like kind of like going out or so. I forget what it was.
Oh, if it's okay if she goes
Yeah.
out. Oh yeah.
And I don't really know if I should have to. I got her point where like I don't think I need to ask for your permission. She just wants to tell him I'm going out. If
So
they don't have
I think-
plans.
Yeah, I think the problem with her though is that she wants to do it more often than not.
Yeah.
And in that instance, yes, she should ask. I don't think, yes, you should have to ask your partner if it's okay if I go somewhere when you don't have children to watch or
And you don't have
dogs and animals to watch. Like,
well, she does have like a dog and a cat, and I was like, and poor thing has allergies.
well, then yeah, she does need to confirm that.
Because who the fuck is watching this dog, and who's
Right.
taking this dog out for a walk?
In that instance, she should be asking.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not Team Virginia on this one, but
What
I'm
did you
still
think
Team
of Eric's apartment?
It was.
I was like, this is not what I expected.
It was a lot of brown, big leather furniture. Like, it was just, and there were no throw pillows. It was just brown. It was very bland. There was nothing on the walls, which I'm used to with guys. I feel like guys just miss the mark.
But he decided to put in this extra little fireplace.
Oh, I love the fireplace thing. That was cool.
Where
It's like,
did that
and it
come
changes
from?
color.
It
I
just,
don't know.
he doesn't give off that personality at all.
Yeah, yeah. Like, who are you trying to set the mood with?
Right.
I
that was
liked
weird.
it. And she was just like, I don't think this is going to work for us long term.
Right. I'm surprised he didn't have pictures. I didn't notice until she said it.
Nothing. It was like bare walls. Like, do you live here? Like, I think it's weird when you go to somebody's house and they have nothing on the walls. You don't, like, it's like, you don't, like, it's not homey. And I feel like her house is very homey. I like homey houses.
Yeah.
So if you don't have pictures up on your wall and shit, get them up. Like, I want to see like family and friends or something. Like, I want to know that this is your house, and you should not be able to easily Airbnb your house. Like, he could easily Airbnb that house.
For sure.
And not have to like put pictures in a drawer or anything like that. So yeah. All right, Eric, that's them. We have to save the worst for last because I have so much to talk. Jacob and Haley. So why was she so pissed off at him? I was confused. I rewound it a couple of times. I'm like,
I didn't get it.
You lied to him. And you're like, and he was like, well, I feel like you're now, he did jump to conclusions and went to like, oh, I think you're cheating on me. You have somebody back home. Like,
yeah.
But she was just like, I can't believe he would say something like that to me.
He was extra with that, but her response was very extra.
Super extra. I can't talk to you. I moved my seat. Like, he was just like, why'd you lie?
Yeah. I mean, I can see what she means about that possibly not being a lie, the way she played it out.
Totally.
Like,
but say that.
Possible.
Say that. Like,
well,
yo.
It sounded like she did say that, but he didn't take it that way.
Yeah.
Because of what had been going on and her saying that she needed her space.
Yeah.
So technically, she said that, and then it came across. I mean, she has to understand
also
his point of view, and that's the problem. I don't think she was seeing his side of it.
Also, I think if I was in her place,
which Pastor Kyle did mention to her, so maybe.
Yeah, and I think if I was in her place and like it was a girls' night, and then a couple of the husbands came down, I probably would have texted him and said like, "Hey, you should come down." That meant she didn't text him because she didn't want him to come down. And at that point, I'm like, if he comes down in a group setting, that's way easier to hang out because you got like people to vibe off of versus like one-on-one.
She should have.
Like, check mark. That was my quality time for today.
She hasn't been like in relationships in a while.
Do you think that's why, or she just doesn't like him?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
She keeps blaming it on.
At one point I thought it had to do with like sex, but after seeing the before show and this episode, she was on that one. It seems like she's very turned off by his personality, like the whole 80s thing.
80s thing. It's intense, but like he's quirky, like.
Yeah, so it sounds like she just was turned, like him talking, turning her off. And
I loved he was like, yeah, my members only jacket. And she's like, what's that? And
right.
I was like, oh, girl.
Right. The age difference.
But the funny thing is, he's my age, and I'm just like, why are you so obsessed with the 80s? Because like we don't even remember the 80s. I don't remember the 80s. You don't like. We remember the 90s. That was our formative years in life. So he's a little interesting. I don't know about them. I'm hopeful. I'm hoping that it's going to be like a Jamie.
I'm glad they made up after that bad fight.
Yeah. Do you think they didn't show if they were like sleeping in the same bed or not? But
after that, no, it didn't say.
Yeah.
They didn't stay that night.
I think she needs to work on being honest with him. And I think that he wants it
open.
To work. Yeah.
Because it seems like she closed the door. Like she just closed off with whatever that whole argument was.
Yeah.
And
I think he really wants this to work. So I think she just needs to say, here's how we're going to play this. And I think he'll go along for the ride.
I hope so.
I hope so. I like Jake.
Yeah.
He's weird.
I don't
see
either
quirky,
of them
quirky.
finding anyone outside of them.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
They just seem.
So, I don't know. Haley's probably not watching, but I hope she gets it together.
I hope so too.
And tries to work on it.
Her eyes always look weird to me. Are they a different color?
I don't know.
Anyway,
sorry. We both just put out I don't even want to talk. Like,
with Chris and Paige, I started.
This might be our last time talking. Oh no, next week we're gonna have. Maybe that'll be just that's all we talk about.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
so, Chris and Paige. Okay, I wrote.
OMG was my beginning note.
I just put Chicago, not Atlanta. Like that was weird. How are you gonna leave the honeymoon and go to Chicago, which is where the baby mama lives, right? Is that why he went to Chicago, or does he have family there?
I think the baby mama is in Atlanta.
Okay, so he went to Chicago, which I was like, that's weird.
But his family is from Chicago.
Okay, so that was weird.
And his pastor.
Is this the one with the bad?
No, that one's in Atlanta.
Okay,
the cute one.
I mean, he's cute, but like his hairline, I feel like he. I think he he drew that on.
He can't be perfect.
I mean, anyways, so I just wrote that Chris is super dishonest. The back and forth, like he says he's not attracted to her, but then he's like, I want to work it out. Then
and they were still having sex every night.
I literally wrote, why is she and Pastor Cal asked that question.
And not protected?
Yeah. Like
who decides to have sex with someone after they told you that they weren't attracted to you?
She felt like it was her obligation as a wife. What's wrong with Paige? Like we need to now like kind of do a psychological like analysis on her of like what is driving her, because nobody's that like I gotta please my husband. He's not acting like your husband.
And then I don't like how when they were talking on the phone, when she was talking on the phone with the producer.
Oh, she was all on it, like super
when
angry.
He came there,
it's like he puts her in a trance.
Yeah.
I was like texting my sister.
Yeah. That's when I was disappointed in Pastor Cal.
Yeah.
Actually, when I said at the
what do you
beginning,
mean? I thought
no. I don't think
he should have gone on. He should have gone in on Chris a little bit more.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
Like all the disappointment that he showed when he was having a conversation with Paige, he did not give that to Chris when he was there.
Yeah. Chris also is just like, yes, sir. yes, sir.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just like, stop being like, don't try to
he
act
didn't
like
say-
you're this
he didn't say
respectful guy.
all that he should have said. Like,
Yeah,
come
I
on,
agree.
come on, Pastor.
I agree.
And
And he kept saying like, well, Paige is like this ride or die girl. Like, why don't you want to be with her? And I was like, I don't know. And then like the whole, once Pastor Cal left, he whispered in her ear, I'm afraid of falling in love with you. And I'm just like, how do you say that 5 minutes before or after you said, I'm gonna leave you, get a divorce because this makes sense for us, because I'm gonna work it out with my baby mama. And then, but then she felt like.
But even then, he never clearly said that he was gonna work it out with baby mama, because he went back and forth with Pastor Kyle about he thinks he's gonna work it out, and he was like, well, I don't know, we're not sure. Like,
Chris,
I think this is best for her and I to split. Like,
he is probably like.
he's playing her, and she's falling right into it, and I don't get it. After a week,
I don't get it. Yeah. It's as if like they've been dating for a while. And that's why I said like last week, I said, you know, the whole like getting over like the baby. I could see if like you were in it for a while or
Right.
something, like, you know, but I'm like, a weekend? You this in love? Like, you can't walk away? Like, it's that bad? Like, you're not an attractive girl. Like, is Atlanta that hard?
I don't understand.
Yeah. And
I
then
don't
after
get it.
he said like the whole falling in love, it was like she went from like being super irritated
And did she
angry
walk
with
him
him.
to the car?
I was super weird because I was like, what luggage was he moving?
Right, because he never moved in.
That's why I was confused with that. I was
And then
like,
she went back upstairs? Like,
I was really confused. I didn't know if that was like
What
bad
happened?
editing. I was confused. I was gonna bring that up today. Because he had 2 like silver suitcases.
and she had nothing.
Yeah. So I don't know, maybe he like was helping her move more stuff in while he went home. Because he definitely left.
He left, and it seemed like he left with the luggage.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. But he was going uphill and his car was downhill.
And then the whole, her looking back, like,
Yeah, she was like, he just keeps confusing me. Why can't this just be like a clean break? And I'm like,
could
it
be
is. It is. Like, he basically said, like, what you're not gonna do is tell me 2 days ago that your wife comes first, baby mama and baby comes second. I do want to work it out with you, and then 2 days later you're like, I'm still in love with her. I want to work it out with her. We're gonna get a divorce.
I really don't understand.
I just have too much. I don't even. It's not self-esteem. It's not the right word.
respect
Too much
for
ego.
yourself.
Yeah, respect, ego. Like, yo, you really playing me on TV. If anything, she should have been thinking, people are gonna see this. I can't look like this much of a fool.
I mean, I just don't. I mean, even taking the TV out, right?
Mhm.
Let's take the TV out. What could he have possibly done after telling her, I'm not attracted to you, for her to have sex with him that night?
So,
Like, what?
So I thought it was interesting. Paige is young. Paige is like, what, 27? I thought it was super interesting because she said, I've been here as far as like dating guys with children. And I thought that was, I think in your 30s, that to me makes way more sense dating somebody with kids than in your like early to mid 20s.
I think you also have to consider where we live based on where other people live, right? Like, I would say in other cities, people have babies in 20s, not.
But I mean, is it majority? Because I feel like in my 20s, it was pretty easy to, if I'm dating someone around my
we're
age.
in the DC area, it's different. We also around a bunch of colleges. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people are focused on college and work here.
Yeah.
Like,
But I thought
and
Atlanta was
partying.
kind of aggressive. I mean, progressive in that sense. Like,
yeah,
where
but
they've got young professionals and
I don't know.
I thought it was
know.
interesting. So I'm just like, maybe I don't know if Paige just is not a good judge of
And I
character.
don't get the young professionals vibe from Atlanta.
Okay.
Actually, I mean, I get the young party type from Atlanta, but not young professionals. I mean, a lot of people seem like they're into other things, like side hustles and starting.
So not like the whole like traditional 9 to 5.
Right. Exactly. Entrepreneurship seems like the thing to do in Atlanta to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I might be wrong, but that's what it comes across as.
People that are watching from Atlanta, please comment and let us know if we're wrong or
I
not.
don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I'm totally confused.
I'm confused by them.
I don't understand
I'm over her. I told you
going
that.
off on the phone, and then when you see him, you don't have that same energy.
It's like he puts on a trance.
Right. I don't understand Pastor Cal not going in on him. Like that, Chris shouldn't even said anything. When Chris walked in and sat down, Pastor Cal should have went in.
He kept smiling. Like, I'm like, dude, do you not know what you've done?
Like, well, he seemed more like one of those like nervous smile, like I'm just gonna be awkward smiling.
Yeah.
I think he obviously knows what happened.
Yeah.
And he also doesn't feel like he's done anything wrong. He feels like
that is so true.
Reacting as someone should that just got married and just found out that he got his ex pregnant that he was just with a few months ago.
Yeah, like they didn't push him on. You know that like 6 weeks ago you were in this process.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Pastor should have pushed on that.
There are so many things that Pastor Cal should have said to him.
Yeah.
That he didn't. Like I don't get it. Like
yeah.
I mean, I get being in disbelief.
I think maybe that's what he was in disbelief. I also don't think he was prepared that Chris was even gonna come. So, I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you now. I don't know Chris, but if Chris walked in my house right now and sat down with us, I would have this same energy that I have right now with him. Like what?
He doesn't put you in a trance like he puts Paige in a trance.
But he doesn't put Pastor Cal in a trance. So why was Pastor Cal so nice
Maybe
too?
he puts everybody in a trance.
He wouldn't put me in a trance. I'm gonna tell you what.
Okay, so let's talk about next week, and then we have to wrap this up and go into our random topic.
Next week, I only saw the clip about the baby mama being there.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
Them all having a conversation, Paige, Chris, and the baby mama.
What is the point of that?
I don't understand. Yeah, we just need to only talk about
if you were Paige, would you have even done the sit down?
Well, so okay, you need to also keep in mind. I would have never been here.
You would have left, okay.
Because the first night after the wedding,
that's true.
When you told me after having sex with me that you weren't attracted to me, I would have been out then.
You wouldn't even have learned about.
I wouldn't even known about the baby. Yeah. I'd have found out about that baby after the fact. So why would I need to meet the baby mama? Like,
okay, but say you were a sucker like Paige. Would you have sat down with them?
If I had already went this far, why not? Why not? Why not? If I didn't continue to have sex with this man unprotected,
and she was like, I was praying, I got my period. I'm like, really, bitch?
So that means he was shooting up the club.
Yes.
So you got this man that you know
does not like you
and does not like you, just shooting up your club for a week.
But Michelle, that was her wifely duty. She felt like she had to.
Shooting up the club is not wifely. It's not wifely duty. You don't have to do
Pastor
that.
Cal was like, ooh, like he put his glasses on top of his head.
Because
like,
he couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it.
I know.
Like,
I don't think in married at first sight history
so
this is
saying,
ever.
If, like I said, if I went that far, why not? We're this far in.
Let's talk about it.
Because now at this point I'm vested, and I want to know. I need to know how the story plays out because now I'm in the reality show. Like I need to see how this plays out. Okay. Let me know. I don't want to find out about it months from now.
Yeah.
I want to know now. Clue me in on what's going on, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
So I think we probably
You'd want to sit, right? You wouldn't want to sit?
I agree with you. I think like if I'm already in it, but I'm just like, what are you hoping to get out of it? That's what I'm like. What are your objectives? When I go into meetings at work,
before everybody else get it.
I guess it's like when I go into work, I'm thinking, okay, or in a meeting, I'm like, what are the objectives of this meeting? What am I trying to get out of it? And I don't know what she thinks she's getting out of it.
Sometimes at work, I like to be on meetings that I just need to know the information before somebody tells me next week.
Okay,
and that's what this would be.
Gotcha.
I just want to know before everybody else knows.
Man, all right. Well, I mean, I think next week is going to be super juicy, and I feel like after that, we're probably not going to be able to talk about Paige and Chris because I'm hoping that she's going to say,
"Girl,
let's end this."
I really hope so.
I'm hoping we only have to talk about 4 couples after next week. So next week we will talk about them because I think it's going to be a spicy episode. But after that, I'm hoping that Paige it's a light bulb moment. She gets out of this trance. She gets out of the Bugs Bunny eyeballs and just moves on. I hope.
He probably came back to the apartment and fucked
after filming. Yeah. Because, you know, he's afraid of falling in love with her. God, who falls for... Man, she's... All right, so...
Laying it on thick.
That was TV Chat. I hope you enjoyed it. And we're as passionate about all the things that we talked about as we were. Now, we're going to move on to our random topic. This week is actually going to be random because we're picking from the bowl. Last week, I know we kind of like detoured and did something else. So, are you going to pick? Do you want me to pick?
I can pick.
Okay, pick. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. And let's try to do this in like 10 minutes. What time is it? Okay. All right. Oh, we are way over 30 minutes. I think.
We're 45 minutes in.
Fuck!
All right, bring it down.
Sorry. What is it? What's our topic?
If you know, and I know one of our friends threw this in the bowl.
Okay.
If you know one of your friends is cheating on another friend, do you snitch?
Now, are you...
So we can split this up a little bit.
Okay.
Let's say one version, yes. If you know two friends,
Mm-hmm. Are you
Say
equal,
if, like, you
are you equal
and-
closeness with them? Because that would determine if I...
so let's call it either way. Two friends that one you've known for longer and one you became friends because they started dating.
Mm-hmm.
Another scenario can be two friends that you know both of them equally.
Okay.
Another could just be you know.
I feel like those are the only two. Those
Yeah.
probably. But also, does it matter if they're married versus
Let's do
boyfriend,
both.
girlfriend?
Let's do both because I have an opinion on both.
All
of
right,
it.
so let's start with the easier one, boyfriend, girlfriend.
All right, boyfriend, girlfriend, they're both your friend. Equally your friend.
I actually personally, and I'm gonna be really boring with this, for both boyfriend, girlfriend, and marriage, stay out of it. I would stay out of it. I'm not saying anything because I feel like people end up trying to work it out when somebody cheats, and so I don't want to be, because sometimes the messenger gets shot, and I'm just like, you know,
and where have you heard that from? Have you been shot as a messenger?
No, because I don't say it.
Okay, so then how do you know that a messenger? Have you known of a messenger that got shot?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you hear about messengers getting shot. It's a saying.
I hear about that on TV.
It's a saying.
So okay, so
I would stay out of it.
So my opinion is whether it's a friend, they're both my friends, or if one of them's my friend and the other is not my friend, or the other is a friend because they got together.
Yeah.
I would tell, but only if I knew 100% that it happened. Now, I will never say hearsay. If somebody told me through the grapevine that John is cheating on Jane, like, no, I'm not. I'm not telling that.
That's what happened on Housewives of New Jersey.
Yeah, I'm not telling
hearsay.
that.
She couldn't even remember who told her.
That's gossip. If I see clearly with my eyes,
Yeah.
my friend's boyfriend
Or husband.
walking out of a hotel kissing some woman
You're gonna say something
that's not her, I'm telling. Because I know that I would want them to tell me, and that if I find out about said woman and find out that you knew,
you'd be pissed.
I'm mad at you.
Really?
Because so now you're not being shot because you were the messenger. You're being shot because you weren't the messenger.
What if there are kids involved?
I don't give
It's like now I'm breaking up a home, a happy home.
Are you breaking up a home? Do you know how many people stay with people that cheat?
But now it's kind of weird because it's like I know now.
So
Yeah. I don't know.
I think you would feel that way because you know now because you're keeping it a secret.
Mhm.
I wouldn't feel any way because I said I'm done with it. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I saw it.
Yeah.
Do is it what you choose. I'm not gonna judge you if you stay with him. I'm not gonna judge you if you leave him. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna sit on knowing that and knowing that if you found out later that I knew and I didn't tell you, like I would feel horrible. I would feel horrible sitting on that information. Like, what would you do when she came to you to cry on your shoulder about finding out
I'd be
that
like,
he cheated?
girl, that sucks.
So then you just gonna
I'm
keep
not-
your lie going.
Yeah, because at this point, what's the point of me telling? I guess
Yeah, because you're gonna get in trouble.
I just feel like I want to stay out of people's relationships. That is between you and that person.
No, I get that.
And I don't want to be any parts of it, and it sucks that I randomly saw what the hell I saw. But I know in talking to you, like before, like we start taping the show, you said, if you saw somebody that I was dating or married to tell me, got it, cool. But I feel like I need people, anybody that knows me, if you want me to tell you, you need to tell me, because instinctively, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut, and I figure dirt, like, it will come out eventually. I don't want to be the person that brings it up, because I feel bad, even though I didn't do anything. It's not my fault.
But again, I'm more thinking about the friendship.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm now questioning you as a friend that you set on it.
Oh, but
So you decided to let me continue to secretly get cheated on.
But that's not my fault that he's cheating.
Yeah, but it's your fault as my friend for seeing it.
But if you're gonna stay with him, then like, is it really my fault?
But who knows if I'm gonna stay with him or not? You don't know what I'm gonna do.
I just don't want to break up happy home. Like, I guess they're not
But
really
again,
happy.
you're talking about breaking up. You don't know what they're gonna do.
Just give them the
You
information.
know how many people? Do you know how many people are still with people
No.
that
People-
cheated on them?
People work it out. People work it out.
So that doesn't mean that they're breaking up. That just
Yeah.
means that now somebody know and they need to do something about it.
All right. I'd be curious. 'Cause
Not that I'm trying to convince you, but again,
I get your point.
like I said, if it was me,
I know now. I know
you gotta
now.
say it. But again, I don't want to hear no gossip though. Don't tell me about what you heard.
No, I need to physically see.
Yeah,
I
don't
need to
tell me
physically
about
see.
something you thought you
Bring
saw.
the receipts, as they
Yes,
say.
I
As
need-
they
I
say,
need
bring the
evidence.
receipts.
Or I need to know that you saw it
Yeah.
and you weren't confused about it.
Yeah.
Like I need 100% fact.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if I'm delivering the information, I would have 100% fact. I mean,
Yeah.
would you want to know? Would you want me to sit on that if I saw your boyfriend coming out of a hotel with a girl that he was tonguing down in the parking lot?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously, like, I don't want to get played, but it's like, I guess selfishly, yes, I would want to know, but I also feel bad that you have to bring that information to me.
I mean, I'm asking you honestly right now.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I just told you very clearly. If it happened to me,
Yes.
you better tell me.
Yeah, selfishly.
So do you not want me to tell you? 'Cause, I mean, I'll keep it to myself if you don't want me to.
Selfishly, I would want you to tell me, but like, I feel bad saying
Well,
that
you
because
said but, so you need to pick one.
no, I do want you to tell me.
So that's what you want me to do?
Yeah,
Okay.
but then I feel bad because I know that I don't instinctively want to tell people if I saw that information or saw it if I had that information. And I'd be curious, like, what you guys think about it. Like, are you Team Tamara, Team Michelle? I get it, and it sucks because I didn't really think about, like, okay, now I'm being a bad friend because I'm not saying anything. But I think I'm trying to be a good friend because, like, I'm trying to stay out of your business.
So what's the level? So you staying out of business. How about this? You saw it one time, whatever, you staying out of business. How about every time you going out? Pre-pandemic, obviously, or post-pandemic.
Yeah.
You going out every week. You see my man with somebody. Well, maybe not my man because I told you need to tell me. You see Marion man out with some chick every week.
You know what I might do? I might actually, like, show him that I know so that he can bring it up. I might be like, listen, I'm going to say something if you don't. I don't want to bring it up.
Okay, so in that instance, you tried to force his hand.
Yeah, like, I see what you're doing. I would go up and be like, hey, and then, hey, oh, are you, and then it's, you need to bring this up, or I'm going to bring it up. Because now you're just being, like, really shitty person. You're doing multiple times, you know, like, not in the heat of the moment, like, kind of thing, but, like, oh, multiple times. So, yeah. By the way, this drink's pretty strong. It's like the bourbon smash.
I got the good ones. I think it's the dark liquor.
Was my margarita? Yeah, because that's the thing. I was like, I think.
No, I wasn't that buzzed.
I think clear liquor, and my body is just like, whatever.
Right, you just think it's water.
Yeah, this shit. And I put a lot of tequila in my margarita. And my margarita literally was just alcohol and lime. And this, is hitting like the bourbon smash. So I know I said it wasn't that great.
I feel like I need an award. I think we need like an award.
You get the star every time we do the drinks. I think, yeah. I mean, my drinks are good. They're just kind of basic, but I'm gonna spice it up next week for you guys. All right, we wrap this up. So I guess, yeah, I would want to know, but I think now that I'm thinking about it, if I saw my friend's man, if I can't I might actually say something to them and say, like, listen, I saw what happened. I need you to say something to her. If not, I'm going to say something because it makes me feel weird. That's how I would react to it now.
So Team Tamara is forcing the partner's hand.
The cheater.
The cheater's hand.
Yep.
And I'm telling if I got 100% evidence of the fact that it happened.
You're like, I'm not even going to the cheater.
If I saw it. Why?
It's not your friend.
I mean,
or it may
I'd go to the cheater.
That was your friend.
If that was my friend, but if it was my friend, I'd probably go up to them in the moment. Really? You could just do this in my face?
Yeah. Well, they didn't know. They probably just like randomly.
I would probably be like, I'm here.
Coinky dink. Yeah.
Then I probably would be forcing their hand. Not even.
Yeah. That's an interesting topic. It definitely. I wonder who wrote this.
Had to be Marion.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, Marion. All right. Well, I guess
what do you guys think?
Yeah.
Share.
Definitely. So that was episode 4.
I don't think we can finish these.
I can't take it to the head.
Oh!
I have so much. It's like
I do too.
I mean, well, let's see yours. I mean, we could take it to the head. 1, 2, 3.
I'm not ready for that.
No? Okay, well, just cheers, toast.
Cheers to the
Thanks
end.
for joining us for
guys.
episode 4.
Yes.
Cheers.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna take it to the head. I didn't take it to the head. Oh.